Hello, sports fans. Welcome to Thunder Weekly, a production of Oklahoma Sports Report. I'm Rick Heath. With me, Mark Rogers. And Mark, we're at a wonderful new place, Woodworks Distillery on Britton Road, just east of Western. A great place. This is the testing room. And as you can see, lots of guys testing the products here at Woodworks Distillery. They have a great selection of bourbons, gins, vodka, horns down apple pie. We've talked about that before. So we're here now and going to enjoy Woodworks Distillery today while we talk about the Thunder.
If you can't tell from the show, I mean, this place is incredible. You need to come try it out for yourself on Britton Road. But I mean, it just takes kind of out of the scene here, which is awesome. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's an old studio. Old theater. And I actually took a young lady to to a show here. That's how old I am. Last week, yeah. No. Anyway, great place. Woodworks. They got a tasting room. You come in and taste all the products, as well as take some home with you, I think. So, and we'll be talking with Dave Wood further about all of that. Mark, it's good news, bad news for the Thunder. You like the good news first or the bad news first?
I'll give you the good news.
The good news is they just defeated the hottest team in the NBA without 4 of their top players.
Yeah, I think that they had a ton of intensity in the Cleveland game, trapping the ball screens, and Cleveland just couldn't get anything going the first 6 minutes of the game. And Oklahoma City jumped out to a 28-5 lead, which is incredible. So the Thunder match up well against Cleveland. And when you shoot the ball the way that Isaiah Joe is shooting it now and playing the way Casey Wallace is, the Thunder have a chance to stay capable of winning games until the injured players get back.
Yeah, and the injured players may be back soon, or it could be a little bit longer. We don't know. As of this taping, they're still down 4 with SGA, AJ, J-Dub, and Alex Caruso. So we'll find out more as the week goes on who will be back. But they have a nice run coming up. And we'll talk about more from Woodworks Distillery here on Britton Road and Western.
If you've been in an automobile accident, you need expert medical evaluation and care. Just like in football, every team needs a leader to reach the goal line. Dr. Lopez will be the quarterback of your care. With a trusted network of specialists, he makes sure every part of your injury is treated the right way. As a board-certified, fellowship-trained trauma specialist, Dr. Lopez brings years of experience to your recovery. Concussions are often overlooked, but we use the iBox concussion system, the only FDA-approved office-based device for detecting concussions. Play it safe. Get checked out without delay. Call the OKC Car Crash Clinic at 405-86-CRASH today. Your health is too important to wait.
Reveal the skin you've always wanted with Morpheus 8 at the new Laser Light. Combining the power of microneedling and radio frequency, Morpheus 8 stimulates collagen production to tighten, smooth, and contour your skin. It's a non-surgical solution for scars, wrinkles, and other blemishes, perfect for your face, neck, and body. Experience youthful, radiant skin with minimal downtime. Schedule your consultation today at the new Laser Light and discover a new you with Morpheus 8.
Mark, one of our good friends, T&W Tire, is sponsoring us this year. Talk to us about T&W Tire.
Well, we love T&W Tire. They're the sports animal locks of the week, so you're always going to get some good advice on that. T&W Tire started off in Oklahoma in the 80s with 5 locations, and they've grown to 30 locations that are all across the Southwest, the Midwest part of the United States. So if you need tires for a fleet of vehicles, that's what they really specialize in. They do a great job with that. But T&W is more than just tires. If your car has the check engine light on, you can roll in there, oil change, they do it all. They'll usually give you a diagnostic exam for free when you go in there. So check them out, man. They do great customer service. Love the guys at the location on 25 North Council Road over there, but they've got locations all over. As we said, great family-owned business.
The garage is more than just a place to fix up the classic car. It's also a place to watch an instant classic. Or write the next great classic rock song. The garage, the place to keep it classic.
Charles, I do quite enjoy Oklahoma, but I do declare I miss the pub. Oh, Michael, you silly muppet. Why don't we just go to Pub W? You plonker. Pub W. It's Oklahoma's pub with all your favorites. Fish and chips, pigs in a blanket, chili lime chicken salad, and of course, whiskey. You said whiskey, my good man. Indeed I did. Pub W, Oklahoma's pub.
Welcome back. Mark Rogers, Rick Heath from Woodworks Distillery, where you can see behind us the tasting room is tasty by all means here at Woodworks Distillery. They have lots of things to taste. They have many, many bourbons, gin, vodkas, horns down apple pie, and all of the above. And you can find out more. Just come by Woodworks Distillery on Britton Road, just east of Western. Mark, we talked about the bad news being the 4 guys out. The good news is the Thunder's culture, the way they play, is still intact. And that, to me, is the most amazing thing. No other NBA team seems to be able to seamlessly move players in and out like the Thunder.
Well, they have really good depth. I mean, and they also have created a culture of defense, like you talked about, that they play hard every night. A lot of guys on this roster play well together. And it's very rare that you see a team with this much talent that joins together to be better as a sum of the parts than just individual pieces. So we're really spoiled in Oklahoma City here with that great culture.
The Thunder bench has played so well. They almost beat the Spurs in San Antonio a couple weeks ago, and then they turn around and beat the hottest team in the NBA against Cleveland at home. That's just remarkable to me.
Yeah, I agree. And it's remarkable the development of a player like Cason Wallace, who's being asked to do some different things. He's shown it capable of handling the point guard at times. I think that is something that we can learn about these guys when they get more minutes. We know what Isaiah Joe can do. His Cleveland game, he had 5 steals in the first quarter, which is a career high for him.
For a whole
game.
Like that's first quarter.
It's an incredible game for anybody to have 5 steals in the NBA, but for him to have it in the first quarter. So the fact that he's playing some defense as well as shooting the 3 the way that he has over the last month is great news for Oklahoma City.
He's almost shooting 60% from 3.
Yeah.
That's unheard of. That's on a tear that you just got to hope that it continues on through, and it's got to tail off a little bit, but you want him to be able to keep that streak of consistent scoring from 3 going into the last segment of this season for sure.
And the Thunder have had some weird lineups out there. There's even been times when Lou Dort has had the ball in his hands and has gone to the basket and pulled up and hit some 12, 14, 15-foot jump shots, which I like that as part of his repertoire. If the 3s aren't falling, that he can at least put the ball on the floor with the chance of some kind of success. So
yeah, it used to be 50-50 when he would drive and go to the rim. At best 50-50.
Well, and to go back to that Cleveland game, to see how Lou guarded Donovan Mitchell when he was off the floor. Donovan Mitchell really had a nice stretch in there, but when he was guarding him, it was almost impossible for him to do anything. So, we take his defense, I think, for granted at times with some of the offensive issues that go on there. But I think that Lou's showing some signs of improvement in that area of his game now that our other players are out.
Well, and you're seeing all of that, and Donovan Mitchell, he's got to be waking up in the middle of the night hearing Lou, Lou, Lou in his bad dreams.
That's right. The Cavs got to be happy that they're in the East and not in the West. As I think the competition is a little bit stiffer in the Western Conference than what it is in the East.
And here, to me, here's what the rest of the season kind of unfurls like, okay? The Thunder are injured. To me, the most important thing, and I think to Sam and to Mark, is get everybody healthy for the playoffs.
Yeah.
If that means they have to, they don't want to sacrifice or they don't want to lose anything because they don't think they will when they have the strength of the bench that they have, but it's just going to come by at some point. The decision is going to have to be made. We're going to hold these guys out anyway, even though it may cost us a couple of games, because we want them healthy when it counts.
Well, you don't want to mess around with the core issues or the hamstring. Dub has already been back for a game, and then a couple of games and then had to go back to the sideline. So I think they're going to be especially careful with him to make sure, and with everybody, because you're exactly right. Health is the number one concern. You want to hit the postseason, or maybe even potentially the second round of the postseason, with a roster of your stars ready to compete.
You know, and iHeart's among those. I mean, iHeart still, he's playing now, but they'll watch his minutes. I mean, he's going to be on a minutes restriction because of his potential to re-injury, and with the bench playing as well as they are, they can afford to. They can afford to push people in and out because they have not suffered really all that much yet with, losing the top flight guys. The other guys are stepping up in a big way. Speaking of stepping up, you folks need to step up and come into Woodworks Distillery. Great place. The tasting room was awesome. It's got great acoustics where you can hear all of us in here. They got a great bar with all of the products that Woodworks Distillery produces right here on Britton Road, and you can come by and sample it and have a good taste of bourbon if you would like, and they will custom make it as you like it. And we are at Woodworks Distillery on Britton Road, and we'll be right back.
If you've been in an automobile accident, you need expert medical evaluation and care. Just like in football, every team needs a leader to reach the goal line. Dr. Lopez will be the quarterback of your care. With a trusted network of specialists, he makes sure every part of your injury is treated the right way. As a board-certified, fellowship-trained trauma specialist, Dr. Lopez brings years of experience to your recovery. Concussions are often overlooked, but we use the iBox concussion system, the only FDA-approved office-based device for detecting concussions. Play it safe. Get checked out without delay. Call the OKC Car Crash Clinic at 405-86-CRASH today. Your health is too important to wait.
Reveal the skin you've always wanted with Morpheus 8 at the new laser light. Combining the power of microneedling and radio frequency, Morpheus 8 stimulates collagen production to tighten, smooth, and contour your skin. It's a non-surgical solution for scars, wrinkles, and other blemishes, perfect for your face, neck, and body. Experience youthful, radiant skin with minimal downtime. Schedule your consultation today at the new laser light and discover a new you with Morpheus 8.
Mark, one of our good friends, T&W Tire, is sponsoring us this year. Talk to us about T&W Tire.
Well, we love T&W Tire. They're the sports animal locks of the week, so you're always going to get some good advice on that. T&W Tire started off in Oklahoma in the 80s with 5 locations, and they've grown to 30 locations that are all across the southwest, midwest part of the United States. So if you need tires for a fleet of vehicles, that's what they really specialize in. They do a great job with that. But T&W is more than just tires. If your car has the check engine light on, you can roll in there, oil change, they do it all. They'll usually give you a diagnostic exam for free when you go in there. So check them out, man. They do great customer service. Love the guys at the location on 25 North Council Road over there, but they've got locations all over. So we said, great family-owned business.
The garage is more than just a place to fix up the classic car. It's also a place to watch an instant classic. Or write the next great classic rock song. The garage, the place to keep it classic.
Charles, I do quite enjoy Oklahoma, but I do declare I miss the pub. Oh, Michael, you silly muppet. Why don't we just go to Pub W? You plonker. Pub W. It's Oklahoma's pub with all your favorites. Fish and chips, pigs in a blanket, chili lime chicken salad, and of course, whiskey. You said whiskey, my good man? Indeed I did. Pub W. Oklahoma's pub.
And welcome back, Thunder Weekly. Rick Heath with Dave Wood of Woodworks Distillery. Dave, thank you so much for inviting us in to talk about Woodworks Distillery.
Appreciate you being here.
You bet. Now tell us a little bit about how this concept came about and what all it encompasses for us.
Sure. So the quick story is I spent a long time in this industry. Sure. Laws changed in 2018. I wanted to stay in the industry and figured maybe the best way for me to do that was to kind of start my own thing. There's enough breweries in town. We can't grow the kind of grapes I'd want to make wine with in this market, so here's spirits. And so for me, it's just about the craft. All the T's being crossed and all the I's being dotted are integral to the process. So we start with the best grain. We have an incredible distiller. We have a tremendous bar staff. It's just, for me, it's about it. This is a world-class market, and we can make world-class spirits here. So, and we're doing that.
Yeah, and that's the thing about it. You've got a great facility here now. I mean, it's very inviting. The tasting room is great, and you have these products all here behind us that you have a hand in creating.
Absolutely.
Now, back in the distillery part of it, how much? I mean, that in itself is where the magic is made.
Absolutely. And although we don't make everything here, we're in the process of making everything here. We currently make about 90% of what we sell in that still right back there. So we're one of the very few, in fact, maybe just two at this point, Oklahoma distilleries that are grain to glass in most everything they make.
Excellent, excellent. So let's talk about that.
Okay.
grain to glass.
Right.
And available here at your tasting room, you have many different varieties.
Right.
Tell us a little bit about each one.
Okay, so we are available, as the distiller's permit allows in the state of Oklahoma, we can sell bottles and we can sell spirituous beverages, shall we say. Don't want to call them cocktails. So what that allows us to do then is the spirits that we produce, we can sell them up front. So in some ways we're a glorified retailer and a glorified bar, but that means also that we're available in up to 900 different locations in the state of Oklahoma, not just here. Okay. So that's really important.
So
for me to tell.
you can distribute your product to 900 different locations if you so choose.
So we have a basic, relatively inexpensive, but really high quality spirit called, it's a vodka called Paperback. It's really kind of taken on Oklahoma by storm at this point, which is kind of fun.
That's neat.
We also make Horns Down apple pie.
Of which we have had before on this show.
We're getting ready to release the white peach in that next month.
All right.
We're getting ready to release it in the 50 milliliter bottles so people can sneak it into the stadium if they want.
Wink, wink.
Wink, wink. Okay, and then we have this great series of craft spirits that are under the Woodworks label. And those are a 4-grain mash vodka, which is highly unusual and are award-winning here for us. Performed extremely well in the San Francisco World Spirit Competition. We have a Western gin, a dry gin, a barrel-aged gin. We make an absinthe, and we have a bourbon and a rye.
That's wonderful. Now tell me about a 4-grain vodka.
You bet. So vodkas are typically 1 grain.
Right.
Okay, and typically it's corn because it's cheap. Okay. Grey Goose, if I were to mention something else, would be wheat. If we might find something that was made from potato. Whatever's bringing the sugar to the party creates that profile. Okay. Vodka is also referred to in some instances as grain neutral spirits, and the operative word there is neutral. So they're not supposed to have a profile. We don't agree with that in any way. And we kind of handle that process through everything else that we make, which would take a long time. In this instance, it's corn, wheat, barley, and rye, which makes it a highly complex vodka and has a really nice palate.
And it's not a spirit neutral.
Not at all.
Not at all. It's got all the ingredients that comes out in the full flavor.
Absolutely.
Tell us about your rye and your bourbon.
Okay. Bourbon and rye we source at this point. It's part of our Preface Series label. When ours comes out, it'll be the Chapter Series.
Okay.
The Preface Series labels currently are both from MGP. We try to treat it with full transparency. We don't want you to think we made it. So we're going to tell you the whole story. We've actually put a little book on the bottle that tells you where it came from and the kind of the story behind it. Tagline for the distillery is "Story told in every sip." So we want transparency throughout. But they're both really nice. The rye is amazing.
That we'll have to try that a little bit later. Dave, thank you so much for inviting us out.
Appreciate it.
You guys got to come by Woodworks Distillery on Britain, just east of Western, and you enjoy the wonderful tasting and the wonderful products here from Woodworks Distillery. And welcome back, Thunder Weekly. Mark Rogers, Rick Heath from Woodworks Distillery. Great place to come and enjoy your favorite beverage. They distill it all right here for you, and it is customized to your liking. Mark, let's talk about the East Conference. After watching the Thunder handle Cleveland, I thought they were a contender. I'm not so sure they are a contender in the East. Your thoughts?
I think that they really have a plan, it looks like, that they're going to spend some time staggering minutes for James Harden and Donovan Mitchell. They're going to try to work the pick and roll a lot with Jared Allen, and they've had some success. I mean, Cleveland has won some games with Harden in the lineup there.
But what did they win? 9 in a row and 12 or 13?
Not all of those were with Harden, but most of them. And so I think that the things that they have to do is really kind of work on what they have. Their bench isn't the strongest. So the good news for Cleveland is in the East, you don't have an overwhelming amount of playoff experience. The team that went to the finals last year isn't a part of the mix. The Knicks haven't been good enough to get to a finals. They have a good team. The Celtics have a good team that could potentially be even better if Jason Tatum returns. The Pistons have a very, very good player in Cade Cunningham that's really coming into his own, but they lack a lot of scoring punch and outside shooting. So it just depends on what style somebody's going to win the East. I think the Cavs, to me, don't look like a team that you could say is absolutely head and shoulders above everyone else, but they're in a group of 4, I think. Probably no more than 4 that can win that.
Well, and that's who I put down. I put down Detroit, Boston, New York, and Cleveland.
I think those are the 4.
I think Toronto outside.
Yeah.
We'll find out a little bit more as the season goes along. But Darko has got them playing really, really well, and they have a little bit of a talent edge on some of the others. They may lack a little, like you said, with the bench scoring. Cleveland, on the other hand, with Harden, they're just trying to develop what they can do, and they may catch fire and end up doing really, really well, especially when they're playing the East, because the East is not all that strong, with the defensive side of the ball, and that's what shuts down Cleveland.
Yeah, and I think Oklahoma City is really a good matchup for Cleveland because Chet is so strong inside at the rim. He gives Mobley and Allen fits. And those two guys, especially Allen, they don't like to come out of the paint. So the Thunder can stretch the floor a little bit. Chet's had 2 really good games against Cleveland. But, hey, you got to get to the finals before we can start licking our chops to see
who's there.
What's
but
coming
the
out of the
Thunder's
East.
got to get to the finals, too.
Yeah.
And with their injuries, we don't know yet.
Yeah.
Detroit, I want to go back real quickly. To me, you make a great point. Cade Cunningham is really coming on. He is showing his leadership, his scoring ability. He's doing everything for Detroit needs. Do they have enough besides Cade? I don't know. And you mentioned that.
They're going to have to win in the games that are ugly. Inside scoring, I mean, Isaiah Stewart, who's been suspended here for a while, really helps them. Jalen Duren is coming on. I mean, that's a team that in the future could be an NBA championship type team, but I think they need some tweaking. I think they need some better perimeter players.
Yeah, and they're going to have somebody that can fire up something long distance, more consistently than what they've got. And they also got the lodestone Tobias Harris on that team. I'm sorry.
I'm not a big fan.
I'm not a fan of Tobias Harris.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the West real quick. I got 3 teams that I think can come out of it. Of course, the Thunder, and then San Antonio, and then the Nuggets.
Yeah, the Nuggets really haven't put it together this year. I mean, they've fallen off quite a bit here lately. They're 8 games behind Oklahoma City in the division. And San Antonio has ratcheted it up. They're on a winning streak here and are playing good basketball, which you got to give them credit. I mean, they have had pieces there, and they've become a team around Wembanyama with some really, really good picks the last couple of seasons. So I think San Antonio is going to be 2 in the West.
That's what you want them to be.
Yeah.
You want them to be 2. That way they have everybody else to play first. Maybe somebody knocks them off if you're a Thunder fan. Because you don't really want to see Wemby and those guys getting more and more experience. Castle and Vassell and Harper. Those guys are good players. And they got the other players, the bit players that'll come in and help them out. And they got Wemby, who he's all world, and you have no idea what he's going to be able to do at any given time in any given game.
Yeah, no Minnesota? You don't have that in Minnesota?
They don't have a guard. They still don't have a guard. They have Mike Conley, but he's only good 15, 20 minutes a game maybe. And they don't have anybody else to run that offense.
I do like Ayo Dosunmu, who they did get at the deadline. I like him. I think he's a little bit of an upgrade. The Wolves, though, have that propensity to turn it over. If it's a 4-5 and the Nuggets are in the 4 and the Wolves are in the 5, somebody's going to get eliminated in that series, which is good for OKC. So, hey, the playoffs are going to be fun. no matter where the Thunder end up.
And we're ending up here at Woodworks Distillery on Britton Road. Come by and try the Woodworks Distillery products right here at the tasting room. We'll be back next time on Thunder Weekly.